Hey, Chris Wallace, advisor to men, bringing you another edition of the Defender News. Today, I want to tell you a little tale out of Africa that draws parallels with Western males today. In honor of the great John Steinbeck, we'll call this one Of Elephants and Men. You see, in the 1990s, wildlife reserves in South Africa were repopulated with elephants. Younger animals were moved into new parks to rebuild herds that had been reduced over the years. Older bull elephants were fewer in number due to hunting and poaching, and they were left behind because they were more difficult to transport. What followed was not what was expected. As these young males matured in their new homes, their behavior became increasingly aggressive. They damaged property, they charged vehicles, and they killed as many as 50 white rhinoceroses. That was unusual because elephants and rhinos typically share territory without any sustained conflict. At first, wildlife managers considered how population pressure and environmental stresses can influence animal behavior. Even as adjustments were made with those factors in mind, the pattern of aggression continued. Managers called the aggressive males delinquent. A closer look at the composition of the herds revealed the true issue. These young males were living without older bulls. The natural structure of the herd had not been rebuilt. It had been replaced with a concentration of adolescents. In a normal elephant population, older bulls play a stabilizing role. Young males pass through a phase called musth, where testosterone rises and behavior becomes more volatile. Mature bulls regulate this process through their presence and position in the hierarchy. Younger males adjust accordingly, and the intensity and duration of musth are shaped through these interactions. In these herds, that regulation was missing. The younger males entered musth as much as a decade earlier than expected and remained in that state longer. Their behavior showed poor calibration. They escalated situations that would otherwise have resolved without conflict. The pattern became consistent enough that researchers increasingly described them as delinquents, and once this was understood, the response was straightforward. A small number of mature bull elephants were introduced into the reserves. In Pilanesberg, 6 older bulls were brought in from another population. The attacks on rhinoceroses stopped immediately. General aggression declined. The younger males began to move and respond differently within a very short time. The older bulls were not correcting each individual, just their presence restored a structure that had been missing. The younger males responded in kind. And this case shows how social continuity shapes behavior in complex animals. Stability depends more than population size or available resources. It depends on the presence of experienced individuals who carry the patterns of the group. That principle extends beyond wildlife. In 1965, the Moynihan Report examined the condition of black families in the United States and warned of dire consequences from the increasing absence of fathers in the home. Though challenged at the time, later, under no-fault divorce, the trend towards fatherless homes increased over the following decades. Today, many young men of varying backgrounds grow up without consistent contact with older men at home who can model how to handle pressure, responsibility, and conflict over time. Schools and institutions can enforce rules and manage outcomes at a basic level, but they don't provide the same form of daily presence that exists within a stable family structure. Children experience families physically. A young man learns from what he sees repeatedly. A fragmented or absent generational masculinity is reflected in his life. This shows up in how situations are interpreted, how conflict is handled, and how direction is maintained over time. She is the burdened female, precious creator of life. He is the expendable male, powerful defender of life. What separates him from simple expendability is character. Character means values at cost. It is the price a man is willing to pay to uphold what matters to him and is good for him, good for the people around him, and good for the culture at large. It's what calls him to be a powerful defender of life. Men with their large group bias tend to build cultures, whereas women with a small group focus tend to stress test cultures on everyone's behalf. A functioning team human requires the restoration of continuity between generations. In the Defender boards, men of different ages meet with a shared structure, and the members there range from their mid-20s to their late 60s. Each man works on his own life, yet he does so in the presence of other men who are doing the same. The format is simple. Each man reports where he stands across 4 areas of life. He follows through on what he said he would do, expands from feedback and encouragement, and continues forward. Over time, this creates both familiarity and expectation. Younger men see how older men carry themselves in real situations. They observe how decisions are made and how setbacks are handled. Senior members refine their own conduct and character through continued obligation and example. This creates continuity with the other men. Behavior is not only discussed, it is demonstrated and repeated. The example from the elephant reserves is useful because it shows how quickly behavior can shift when structure is restored. A small number of older bulls changed the direction of an entire group. They went from individual action to standing shoulder to shoulder with each other. They went from me to we. The principle remains the same with us. Stay powerful, true and free. You'll be interested to know I created a short course called Trigger Reset that shows you how to identify emotional reactions that run automatically and update them so they stop controlling your behavior. It's not endless therapy. It's a practical system you can apply immediately. If you want it, the link's in the description. Now back to our regular programming.